And India's passenger vehicle industry reported its worst performance in 5 years in just ended fiscal as higher fuel prices, increase in insurance cost, lack of financing options and farm distress, they have all crippled demand. Scooter sales, they grew at slowest pace in 14 years, underscoring a slowdown in demand in urban markets. Sale of cars, SUVs and minivans, they grew 2.7% in the year ended 31st March to more than 3.37 million vehicles. Data has been issued by SIAM, which is Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers. On Monday, it was the worst performance since FY14 when sales were down 6%. Retail demand for passenger vehicles in India slowed faster in second half of fiscal, forcing automakers to cut production amid rising inventory levels. Car maker Maruti Suzuki, it trimmed its production by 20% in March. Well, on that, I spoke to SIAM President. Let's listen in.
First half was very good. Second half, the growth rate has not been as good. In fact, been negative in some segments. And festive season was not good. It all started with the Kerala floods. Sentiments going negative, then the commodity prices went through the roof, then we have had issues of funding availability post the ILFS crisis. The NBFCs were not funding easily, it takes a lot of time, funds are not available. Then I think somewhere some little impact, I'm sure, of shared mobility also is coming in. Overall sentiments have not been very positive, and hence we have seen that effect coming everywhere in all the segments, and we are hoping that all this is behind us. There is another thing that we have correlated. In an election year, the growth slows down. We have seen the year F09 data, we have seen F14. There is always much lower growth, and post the election then the growth picks up, and this is true automotive cycle that we have seen in the last 15 years, and we are very hopeful that post-election positive sentiments would emerge. I think there's a lot of projects that have been announced that have to see completion, and we are hopeful that we will get a decent single-digit growth, if not double-digit.
Can you help us explain why this happens before elections, that sales see a bit of blip or coming down?
It's very difficult to say that. We have only studied the data. I don't know what were the challenges of F9, what were the challenges of F14, and it's difficult to say why it has happened. But in our current context, as I told you, in the last 6 months, our challenges have been cost, commodity cost, our challenges have been floods in some areas, challenges have been fund availability, and consequently all this played out in the form of lower growth rates.
And a new government is going to take charge, maybe this government or some other party. What are your expectations for auto sector?
See, the auto sector has gone through several regulatory introductions, and the major regulatory introduction that is coming next year is the BS6 introduction, which is going to substantially increase the cost of most of the automotive segment products. We are requesting government to be mindful of that and reduce the GST, which is 28% to 18%, because if we pass on all those costs to the consumer, then definitely sales will come down, and once the sales come down, the government taxes revenue comes down. So it's not a win-win situation. So therefore we really appealing to the government to consider our request of reducing the GST, so that this very high burden of BS6 does not impact the industry sales.